checking out the cocktails here at the Delta Sky Lounge because Marius and I are a little bored. I'm gonna try the peanut butter old fashioned. A little heavy on the bitters, but it ain't half bad.
So let's take a little break from our trip, come back into the home bar and talk about today's sponsor, Shaker and Spoon. Shaker and Spoon is a monthly cocktail subscription box service that centers each box around a theme and around one bottle of spirit. So each box contains 3 different recipes from world-class bartenders, and every recipe makes 4 cocktails, so you get 12 cocktails total. So every box contains everything that you need to make the cocktail other than the spirits, from sodas to syrups, infusions, garnishes, bitters. So what's great about these boxes is that there's no need to buy multiple bottles of spirits to execute the cocktails. They're all centered around one spirit, and they're portioned out so well that when you make them, they will actually use most of, if not all of the spirits inside the bottle, so you're not left with a lot of extra stuff. So click the link below and use the code SPIRITED at checkout, or go to shakerandspoon.com/spirited for $20 off your first box. Bar quality cocktails delivered straight to your door, and part of the fun of it is that you get to feel proud of yourself for executing these amazing cocktails. That's shakerandspoon.com/spirited, or click the link below for $20 off your first box. So coming from a place of Boston, I'm very fond of cities that are old and historic. And what's nice about Baltimore is that it has a very historic core, but then it also embraces a lot of its future, and it's very modern at the same time. Down by the waterfront, which is close to where we were staying, we saw the USS Constellation, which is the last sail-only US naval ship. It served in many different military conflicts, and it also played a role in the ending of the slave trade. So the first bar we hit is called Dutch Courage, which is in the Old Goucher neighborhood. The term Dutch Courage is a reference to the fact that during conflicts, the British would drink Genever to bolster up their courage before battle, hence Dutch Courage. So obviously the bar is a Genever gin-based bar with an absolutely stunning selection of gin and Genever. It has great cocktails, and it's on the premises of Old Goucher College, and the bar itself is actually on the site of the dean's residence of Goucher College. Just had a nice bright atmosphere. It had really great food on top of their fantastic cocktails, and I would just highly recommend going to this bar. We were lucky enough to be given a tour by one of the owners, Brendan Dorr, and what was stunning about this space is that all the surrounding buildings are also part of the same Goucher College campus. And it's really nice that even though other businesses and residences are in these buildings, when you look at them, you get a sense of that cohesive whole. So the drinks were such high quality at Dutch Courage. By the time we left, we were feeling really encouraged. We knew that there were a couple other bars in the neighborhood, and so the next one that we stopped by was WC Harlan, which is a speakeasy style bar with an Amaro forward program. The bar itself really looks like you're walking into a speakeasy, but like a speakeasy from the 1700s. The decor is heavy velvet drapes, stuffed crows, there are candles melting on skulls. Although there are 2 chandeliers on top, everything is very dark and mostly candle lit. So it really does a very good job of creating an atmosphere.
Yeah, man, I think I'm gonna try an alpine elephant.
Bartenders there are completely on point. Every drink that we had was amazing. I had a really great daiquiri that had some rum agricole and then some raw sugar that really played those rum agricole notes up. It was fantastic. We had some Amaro shots, and even Marius took a shot, which is rare. The bar itself comes with its own ghost. So we had a few drinks, maybe a few too many drinks. We started talking about the ghost. I couldn't help talking about the Cole's ghost because, you know, my bar also had a ghost in it.
Look up in the...
Oh!
That's the Ghost. That's a really old bar too.
There's something back there. It's like our supply closet that's behind. You know, it's just, yeah. There's something back there.
At the end of the night, we went back to the historic waterfront, and everybody that was hosting us in Baltimore was telling us we needed to go to this bar called the Horse You Rode In On, which was the last stop of Edgar Allan Poe before he died. When we walked in there, we were really thinking that this was going to be kind of like W.C. Harlan. It was going to be really old and 1700s feeling, and we basically walked into a shot ski discotheque with lasers and lights all over the dance floor and a loud, rowdy crowd. We stayed for one shot and promptly left, but we're really glad that we visited. As we wrapped up our trip, we realized that we just scratched the surface of Baltimore as a city. It has a vibrant food and cocktail scene, and it's definitely one that we want to go back to.